Good morning. All right, we can get started. Do have some props around if you need to take a minute to get them. I have just my dining room chair. I have a block, although you can use, we have a stack of books in lieu of a block. We use some form of a strap. So you can have your yoga strap. You can have your scarf or a bath towel or a belt from your closet will work too. So you can take a moment as we sit to get all those things ready and nearby. And when you have all those, come take a seat, either up on a lift or a chair is fine, right? If you have difficulty in your hips, you take a higher lift, number one, but sometimes any kind of lift and crossing the legs in this way just is not going to work. So you take a chair, you sit in a chair. Rest your hands lightly on your thighs for a moment. Upper arms in line with your side ribs, whether you're on the floor or in a chair. First, notice what's going on, this quality of your body, the state of your body, the state of your mind. Any emotions that may be flowing through. Difficult emotions. We're in the middle of this crisis. Pleasant emotions. How nice it is for us to be able to gather here and have a class. Anything in between, and it can be both. You know, some people have this thought that either you're happy or sad, either you're afraid or grateful, and you can hold more than one emotion at the same time. You can hold space for the difficulty that we're all experiencing as a collective, as well as gratitude and joy for whatever is going right for you. You still have a house, food, obviously a computer or a phone that connects us together. Maybe a beautiful view, maybe there's a beautiful tree in your front or backyard. We can still hold gratitude and joy for these things, even through the difficulties that it's okay that we experience. So can you allow yourself to open, like the awareness inside, allow it to open and expand so it can hold and welcome more than one emotion. And if you're able to do that, notice how the breath changes. And you can't really make the breath more expansive, but you can allow it to become more expansive by creating conditions for it to expand. Now, I shouldn't say you can make the breath more expansive by forcing it. But without forcing it, you can allow it to become more expansive. Now bring your palms together at your chest. Use the thumbs to gently lift the flesh of the chest up without pushing the bottom ribs forward. Draw the front bottom ribs towards the back body as the flesh of the chest rises. Close your eyelids from top to bottom and allow the eyes to soften. Let the eyes draw away from the eyelids. Allow them to retreat into the body. Don't harden them, pulling them back, but allow them to soften, pulling away from the hardening of pushing against the eyelids. Allow them to rest in your cheekbones, gently gazing at the seat of your heart, the seat of your soul. Allow the gaze to be inward. Let the breath itself become gentle, entering and exiting through the nose, through the nostrils. Nothing forced. But a gentleness of the cool air flowing in and warm air flowing out. Release the jaw, that hinge there. When we hold tension, we tend to clench there. Can you let the jawbone move away from the skull? And then maintaining this softness in the skull, going through the rest of the body, moving to the sit bones, moving the awareness to the sit bones and finding that even balance, whether you're on the chair or on the floor. Lengthen from the inner thighs to the inner knees. Lengthen from the tops of the inner thighs back towards the abdomen. Descend the flesh of the inner thighs. And draw the outer knees to the outer hips. Compact the hips together without gripping in the inner thighs. And with those compact hips pushing the torso up. And instead of just lifting the chest, can you find a lengthening all the way from the hips to the armpits? That means the waist has to lengthen first. And then the space between each of the ribs. Allowing the chest to rise, but without forgetting that the whole torso is connected. Lengthening on the inhalation, lengthening upward. Although, to be clear, that there's, it's not just that the whole body is lifting, the tailbone roots down. So that when you lift, there is a lengthening and an extension. So lengthening on the inhalation, and then widening, expanding on the exhalation. Keep the shoulder bones moving away from the sides of the neck. Now, double check your face. Have your eyes hardened? Are they pushing against the eyelids, or are they still resting into your cheekbones? Is your jaw still released? Is the breath flowing gently through the nose? Let's chant the syllable Om 3 times together. Exhaling completely. Deep inhalation. Om. 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 Keeping the sternum lifted, lower your chin towards your heart. Release your hands onto your thighs with your palms up. With your eyes closed, raise your head. Gently allow your eyes to open. Straighten the legs. Dandasana. Hands by your hips. So what we were working on the other day, on Tuesday, was this idea of straightening the legs by opening the eye of the knee. So the eye of the knee is the back of the knee. And we talk about the eyelids of the knee being the top of the calf and the bottom of the hamstring. So the part of the calf that's closest to the knee and the part of the hamstring that's closest to the knee. And instead of straightening the legs by pushing your shin bone down or by even pushing the knee down, opening the eyelids of the eyes of the knees. So I'm taking the top of the calves towards the heels, extend through the heels. In Dandasana, there is the extension through the balls of the toes and the broadening of the toes themselves, the broadening of the balls of the toes, the broadening of the toes, to spread those. But extend from the top of the calf out through the heel, and then from the bottom of the hamstring back towards the buttocks. So you're creating space for the eyes of the knees to open. Both legs equally. Now we added the secondary action the other day of the top of the hamstring moving into the buttocks, and the buttocks itself, the bottom of the buttocks, moving to the hamstring. This idea of if you had a hair clip or even one of those binder clips, right? It's clipping that together. So the hamstring and the buttocks get sucked together. And I like to call that the BAM, the buttocks and hamstring. And she got it from somewhere else. I forget where she got it, but that's the beauty of the yoga practice, is that we learn from our teachers. So she learned from someone, that someone learned from someone else, most likely. Pass it to Anne, Anne passes it to me. I get to pass it to you. The future teachers that are here will pass it on to your students. So get that BAM, the top of the hamstring towards the buttocks, the bottom of the buttocks towards the hamstring, but also opening that eye, those eyes of the knees. Now, we don't want to lose what we've been working on for months for those that have been coming. That's, of course, the thigh bones pressing down, the lengthening of the inner groins from the inner thighs out to the heels, the top of the thighs back towards the abdomen, and the outer knees to the outer hips, compacting the hips together. But don't allow those actions today to override the opening of the eyes of the knees. If you find your face hardening, if you find any hardening here, work less. Yeah, there's certainly a laziness that can come to the yoga practice. But what I found over the years of teaching that, equal to that not working hard enough, is working too hard. And it is just as detrimental to work too hard. Perhaps even more, because that's where you actually injure yourself. You usually don't injure yourself. You don't get much benefit if you're not putting in the work, but you don't injure yourself. So don't work too hard. Find that place in the middle between doing nothing and putting undue mental and emotional stress on your body. And you have to determine what that is. Separate your legs. If the height of your lift doesn't work for you here, change it. Sometimes when we spread the legs, it feels like the lift should be a little bit lower. Keep the lift nearby. You might need it again. So do press the thighs down, right? Imagine you have these 50-pound weights right here at the tops of the thighs. Push down. But now open the eyes of the knees. So from the heel, of course, the thigh turns in. So kneecaps up, toes up. That has to be there. But then open the eyes of the knees, both legs. So the calf goes towards the heel. The bottom of the hamstring goes towards the buttocks. So open the eyes of the knees first. And then maintain that and add that top of the hamstring going towards the buttocks, right? That top of the hamstring draws in, and the buttocks moving towards the hamstring. And of course, there's an extension up through the side ribs, front bottom ribs towards the back body. Don't push those out. Don't harden the diaphragm. And then holding on the inside of the knees, use your arms, pull your legs up, allow the feet to come together. Now, we did just close the eye of the knee, so we're not opening the eye of the knee in this one, but it's a beautiful pose, wonderful pose, Baddha Konasana. Press the heels. Lengthen inner thigh to inner knee, top of the thighs back towards the abdomen, outer knees to outer hips. But here you can also focus on that back thigh. It's very subtle. But can you take the hamstring towards the buttock and the buttocks towards the hamstring? If you get that, you'll feel the abdomen gently draw in. I'm not asking you to harden the abdomen. But that action actually allows the torso itself to sit more upright. Or it may. And notice when your mind wanders, when your mind has had enough of staying in this position, and come back to the pose. The struggle isn't always the pose itself. I'm not saying there aren't difficult poses, there are. But the struggle isn't always the pose itself. The struggle is the mind staying in the pose. When the mind stays in the body, it becomes quieter. That's our goal here. And take your hands on the outside of the knees, push your legs together, hold behind one knee, draw the flesh towards the buttock, drag the heel. The other leg, draw the flesh towards the buttocks, drag the heel, straighten the legs, hands by your hips. Open the eyes of the knees. Get your BAM, hamstring to buttocks, buttocks to hamstring. Notice the effects that those actions have on the torso, of course on the legs themselves, then on the torso, and even perhaps on the breath. And release. So put your lift to the side. Have your strap nearby. Scarf, strap, whatever you want. I'll use a scarf today. Now first, lie back with your legs bent, feet on the floor. Take your hands to the top of the buttocks, scoop the flesh towards the heels. Drag your legs one at a time, drag your heels one at a time, straighten your legs. And first we're just going to simply extend. So interlock your thumbs, extend straight up at first. Now get the legs, press the thighs down, open the eyes of the knees. So the calf towards the heels, top of the calf towards the heels, bottom of the hamstring towards the buttocks. Get the BAM as well, hamstring to buttocks, buttocks to hamstring. Thighs pressing down. Now maintain that, allow the abdomen to drop towards the spine and extend the arms overhead. I don't know about you, but I woke up tired this morning. This is a wonderful pose. It releases the deep-seated fatigue that can sit in the body, especially in the hips and the shoulders. So open, extend through the legs, extend through the heels, but open the eyes of the knees as you do. Getting that BAM, hamstring to buttocks, buttocks to hamstring as you do. And then an opening of the side ribs, the armpits. Opening the elbows. Of course, if your arms don't straighten here, then you just hold your elbows. That's totally fine. Keep the front bottom ribs moving towards the back body. Don't push them up towards the ceiling. And release and relax. Bend your legs. Take the top of the buttocks towards your heels. Straighten the other leg first this time. Straighten one leg, and then the other leg. Interlock your thumbs the opposite way. Extend overhead. That's the hardest part of the pose. Which way were your thumbs interlocked? Open the eyes of the knees. Thighs down. Get that bam. Ribs into the body. Now maintain the extension through the legs. Maintain the opening of the eyes of the knees and that bam, buttocks to hamstring, hamstring to buttocks, and extend the arms overhead. The abdomen drops towards the spine. Front bottom ribs towards the back body. Open the eyes of the knees. Keep that bam. Don't consider this stretching, consider it opening. So yes, we're creating more distance between the heels and the fingertips. Can you more focus on creating space, creating an opening through which your breath can flow? And release and relax. Arms up by your sides, palms up. Breathe into your shoulders, breathe into your hips. Now bend both legs, place your feet on the floor. Take hold of your strap. We did some of this the other day. Bend your leg into your chest, take the strap where the heel meets the arch. Straighten your leg up. Open the eye of the knee. So the hamstring moves towards the buttocks. The calf moves towards the heel. Don't just press that shin bone back, but open the eye of the knee. The thigh bone, yes, it moves back. That bam as well, so the top of the hamstring, or what's closest to the floor now, or closest to your buttocks anyway, that part of the hamstring closest to your buttock moves towards your buttocks, the buttock moves towards the hamstring. Then drag your left heel on the floor, straighten your left leg. Open the eye of the knee of the left leg. Get that bam of the left leg. Both thighs pressing back, both eyes of the knees opening now. Both bams happening. The legs are in different directions, but seeking a similar experience. Now the fun part, take both sides of the strap now in your right hand, hold up nice and high. Left hand can go out to the side. You can also take it on your hip. That hip likes to come up, press that hip down. Or you can take it out to the side and use your brain to press that hip down. Now take your heels heels towards the floor faster than your toes. The right leg. This is going to come out to the side now. Take the heel towards the floor. Don't let that left side come up. Don't let that left side come up. You can rest your elbow on the floor. Rest your upper arm on the floor. Open the eyes of both knees. And Karen, with there are two Karens, Karen Carpenter. Really move that hip. You have to adjust that hip in such a way that it's pulling back into the socket. And if this bothers the hip, then you just stay up here. Don't worry about taking it out to the side, okay? Or don't go as far out to the side. Or keep a bent leg, okay? But don't compromise your hip here. Open the eyes of the knees. Inhale, come up. Hold both sides of the strap. Open the eyes of the knees. Get the bams on both legs. And don't just do the actions. Can you pay attention to the effects of the action? Yoga is not about doing actions. Yoga is about observing the effects of those actions. Pull your foot just a little bit closer to your face, and then release, and then bend your leg, bend both legs, take a breath. Bend your left leg into your chest. Put the strap where the heel meets the arch. Straighten your leg. Open the eye of the knee. Get the bam. Do the eye of the knee first. Then draw that hamstring to buttocks, buttocks to hamstring. Drag the right heel on the floor. Straighten the leg. Notice how when you straighten the right leg, the left leg wants to give up. Can you maintain that understanding, that awareness in the left leg? And then add the right leg. Open the eye of the knee. Get the bam, buttocks to hamstring, hamstring to buttocks. And then bring equal awareness to both legs. Can you spread the awareness of your mind and have half in each of your legs? Open the eyes of your knees. Which leg wants to do it, which doesn't? Get the bam on both legs. And then observe the effects of those actions. And reaching up high in the strap with your left hand, right hand either out to the side. It can go on your hip to push that hip down. That's fine. The heel seeks the floor sooner than the toes. Draw your leg towards your face and out to the side. You can rest your elbow. And as soon as you find the spot, your I won't say resting spot, but wherever your leg is going to go, go back. Open the eyes of the knees. Get the bam on both legs. Hamstring to buttocks, buttocks to hamstring. Keep that right hip down. Right thigh really pressing down. Both thighs press back, yes, but that right one really wants to come up. Open the eyes of the knees. That helps the thighs move down. And inhale, take your leg up. Hold both sides of the strap. Open the eyes of the knees. Get the bam. And then just draw the leg a little closer to you. And release. Bend both legs. Take the flex to the buttocks towards your heels. Straighten your legs one at a time. Take your arms up, parallel to each other, so you're not interlocking the thumbs this time. Thigh bones down. Open the eyes of the knees. Hamstring to buttocks, buttocks to hamstring. Draw the front bottom ribs towards the back body. Abdomen does descend, but keep the awareness on the legs. So eyes of the knees opening. That buttocks to hamstring, hamstring to buttocks. That bam. Now maintain that, extend the arms overhead. Open the eyes of the knees. Get the bams on both legs. Extend to the side ribs, extend through the arms. Ribs in. Create more space through which your breath can flow. And release. Let your arms go, let your legs go. Breathe into your shoulders, breathe into your hips. Breathe into your shoulders, breathe into your hips. And bend your left leg, extend your right arm past your ear, roll to the right. Press with your left hand, push to come up. Let's set up for downward facing dog. You can use your chair, you can use blocks, you can use the floor. Press down through the ball of the first finger and thumbs. Rotate the upper arms out, but don't give up on pressing through the inner hand. So many of us focus on the upper arm so much we fall to that outer hand. You turn the wrist in and press down through the ball of the first finger and thumb and rotate the upper arms out. You must get those opposite actions. Push into the floor to lengthen through the arms. Turn your toes under, straighten your legs. Again, reestablish your arms. Press through the ball of the first finger and thumb as the arm rotates out. Push into the floor. Inhale. On your exhalation, take those hips up and back. Thighs back. Now bend your knees just a little bit. Take your hips nice and high, sit bones nice and high and back. And when you straighten the legs, do it by opening the eyes of the knees. So the calf goes down to the heel. The bottom of the hamstring comes up to the buttocks. And there's also the BAM. Once you have the eyes and the knees open, then it's hamstring to buttocks, buttocks to hamstring. And then bend your legs, touch your knees to the floor at precisely the same moment. Take a breath. We'll do it one more time just so you really understand this new way, or maybe not new for all of you certainly, but this different way of seeking that straight leg, perhaps ensuring that straight leg. Press down through the ball of the first finger and thumb, rotate the upper arms out, push into the floor. Begin to straighten the legs. Push into the floor again, come back into the pose. Thighs back, chest towards your thighs, sit bones up. Now bend the knees slightly, get the hips up and back, sit bones up and back, lengthen through the arms and side ribs. Now, straighten the legs by opening the eyes and the knees. So the hamstring moves up towards the buttocks, calf moves down towards the heels, open the eyelids of the eyes of the knee. And don't stop. That action doesn't stop. Keep opening those eyelids. Can you make the eye of the knee more open and open as time goes on? Now maintain that. Keep doing it. Continue it as you draw the top of the hamstring to the buttocks, buttocks to the hamstring. Some of you will notice that immediately draws the abdomen in. Congratulations. Keep opening the eye of the knee. Don't give up. And then bending your legs, touch your knees to the floor precisely the same moment. And then come up into Tadasana. Balance evenly on the feet. And you want to ensure that the hips are over the heels. So that means the heels will become heavier than the balls of the toes. Most of us lean forward, right? So the hips are over the toes. Can you allow, this is a balancing pose. Can you allow those thighs to move back and the hips to be over the heels? The balls of the toes become light. So be it. Open the eyes of the knees. So take the top of the calf down towards the down towards the heels. The bottom of the hamstring up towards the buttocks. Open the eyelids of the eyes of the knees. And then get the BAM on both legs. So hamstring to buttocks, buttocks to hamstring. Don't allow the thighs to move forward when you do that. How do those actions of the legs reflect into the torso? What do you experience? Ribs in. Now don't just lift the chest, just as we were sitting. Can you lengthen through the whole sides of the body? So the waist lengthening. The side ribs lengthening. And then find a releasing in the shoulders, extend through the arms. There should be a softening in the brain and the skull. Otherwise, you're working too hard. Now, on Tuesday, we did mostly straight leg poses. Today, we're going to do a combination. We'll do the straight leg poses, but we're also going to do bent leg poses to see how, or with one leg bent. We teach a Parshva Konasana, so we can see how this action of straightening the leg will benefit that back leg. So we'll start with Virabhadrasana 2. Fingertips up by your chest, bend your legs, jump or step your feet apart. Drop your shoulders. So take your hands on your hips for a moment and open the eyes of the knees. Well, let me start here. Equal weight on your feet. And then open the eyes of the knees. So the calf, top of the calf towards the heel, bottom of the hamstring towards the buttocks, opening the eyelids of the eyes of the knee. And then the bam. So the top of the hamstring to the buttocks, but the buttocks to the hamstring. Left foot in, right leg out. Now here, open the eyes of the knees. Now the front leg's going to bend in a moment. But still open the eye of the knee here. The bam, when you bend the front leg, Virabhadrasana 2, when you bend the front leg, that hamstring is still going to go into the buttocks to hamstring. Back leg, that has to stay. So open the eye of the knee and the back leg. Please don't just jam that shin bone back. And then draw the hamstring into the buttocks back down to the hamstring. Not just one of those. Don't just bring the hamstring to the buttocks. Don't just bring the buttocks to the hamstring. Do both. Now extend the arms, reach through the back arm. So reach through your left arm. Now keep that awareness on the back leg, the opening of the eye of the knee, and that bam action. And reach through the back arm, keep the awareness on the back leg as you bend the front leg. Knee over the ankle, thigh parallel to the floor. Now on this front leg, that hamstring, so we close the eye of the knee, that's fine. So we have one open eye and one closed eye. But with that front leg, you're still drawing that hamstring into the buttock to hamstring. So both bams, and open that eye of the back of the knee. Gaze over your front fingertips. Reach through your back arm, straighten your leg. Parallel your feet, take your hands on your hips, open the eyes of the knees. Right foot in, left leg out. Open the eyes of the knees. Push that back leg, open, that's going to stay. But here, do both. So open the eyes of the knees and get the bam. Hamstring to buttocks to bam to hamstring. And notice if you do that, you know, we instruct that this back thigh goes back. If you open the eye of the knee and you get that bam, do you notice that the thigh moves back? Extend the arms. Now keep awareness, especially on the back leg. Reach to the back arm and then bend your front leg. But focus on the back body, knee over the ankle, thigh parallel to the floor. Open the eye, the back knee. And on both legs, get that bam. Draw the hamstring to the buttocks to the hamstring. So the buttocks themselves has to separate here. Gaze over your front fingertips. Observe your pose. And reach with your back arm, straighten your leg, parallel your feet, jumper step your feet together. Hips over your heels, open the eyes of the knees. Get the bam. One more time. Fingertips up, bend your legs, jumper step. See if you can keep the arms up this time. If you need to take your hands on your hips, take your hands on your hips. Open the eyes of the knees. Hamstring to buttocks to hamstring. Left foot in, right leg out. As soon as we do that, we forget what we just did. So open the eyes of the knees. Hamstring to buttocks to hamstring. Can you keep the action of the legs? Keep it. Reach to the back arm. Keep that action of that back leg. Bend the front leg. But on both legs, the hamstring to buttocks to hamstring. Both legs. Open the eye of the back knee. Gaze over your front fingertips. Reach through your back arm, straighten your leg, parallel your feet. Other side. If you need to take your hands down, take your hands down. Back foot in, right foot in, left leg out. Front heel in line with your back arch. Open the eyes to the knees. But really get that bam as well. Hamstring to buttocks to hamstring. Reach for the back arm. Keep your awareness on the back leg. Bend the front leg. Sit into it. Open the eyes of the knee, the back leg. Front leg, the eye and knee is closed, but both legs get the bam. Gaze over your front fingertips. Soft eyes. Reach through the back arm, straighten the leg, parallel your feet. Jump or step your feet together. Take a breath. Open the eyes of the knees. Now get a block for this one. If you have 2 blocks, then you can take it on either side of your mat. Of course, books will work too. Right, see that? Stack of books, totally fine. We'll set up for Utthita Parshva Konasana. Extended side angle pose. So fingertips up, bend your legs, jump or step. Take your hands on your hips for a moment. Open the eyes of the knees. Open the eyes of the knees. Draw the buttocks to hamstring, hamstring to buttocks. The bam. Left foot in, right leg up. Front heel in line with your back arch. Open the eyes of the knees. Extend the arms. Inhale, exhale, bend that front leg. Don't close the eye of the knee. Open the eye of the knee. On both legs, get that bam. So we're back in Virabhadrasana 2, right? Inhale, exhale, take your right hand onto the block. Just take your left hand onto your hip for a moment. Move the block to the outer edge of your heel. Open the eye of your back knee. So the calf goes towards the heel, the top of the calf towards the heel. That lets you press your heel more. And the bottom of the hamstring up. And then that bam, the hamstring to buttocks, buttocks to hamstring, that pulls my thigh back. It even turns the torso. My head goes back now. Now on this front leg, yes, there's a lengthening of the inner thigh, from the inner thigh to the inner knee. But from the back thigh, can you draw the top of the back thigh right into the buttocks and the buttocks into the thigh? Now keep equal awareness on both legs. Don't lose your legs. Extend your arm up, rotate it, and extend over your ear. Keep the legs. Reach through your arm, pull yourself up and out. Parallel your feet, take your hands on your hips. Take a breath. If you have 2 blocks, your block's there. If you have 1, take your block to the other side. Take your book to the other side. And the arms. Foot in, right leg up. Open the eyes of the knees. Get the bam, both legs. Keep pressing the back heel. Open the eyes of the back knee. The eye of the back knee. Get the bam on both legs, bend the front leg. So back to Virabhadrasana 2. Open the eye of the back leg, both bams. Inhale, exhale. Left hand down, right hand on your hip. Back leg, open the eye of the knee. So the top of the calf towards the heel. Press into the outer rim of the heel. Bottom of the hamstring away from the knee, up towards the buttocks. And then that bam on the back leg and the bam on the front leg. I can feel my torso move as I do those. Take your head back. Now keep your awareness on your legs, even though you're moving your arm. Extend your arm up, rotate it so your palm faces your ear, and extend over your ear, but keep the awareness on the legs. Reach through the arm, pull yourself up and out. Parallel your feet, jump or step your feet together. Tadasana. Take your block to the first side. By the way, it's any height. High, low, medium. I was using the medium there, but you can use the high block. You can use the floor if you want, that's fine. Fingertips up, bend your legs, jump or step. It's a wide stance, feet below your hands. Drop your shoulders. Turn your left foot in, turn your right leg out. Open the eyes of the knees. Get the bam on both legs. Lift the chest. Inhale, exhale, bend the leg. We lose the back leg when we do this, so open the eye of the knee again. Get that bam on both legs. Inhale, exhale, the hand goes down, left hand on your hip. Open the eye of the back leg. Get the bam on both the front and back legs. Extend the left arm up, rotate it, extend over your ear. Now get the bam on both legs. And as you open the eye of that back leg, press into the heel. As you press into the heel, extend all the way through that whole left side of the body. Look up towards your armpit. Reach through the arm, pull yourself up and out. Parallel your feet. Take your hands on your hips for a moment. Take a breath. Walk to the other side if you need to. Arms up. Right foot in, left leg out. Open the eyes of the knees. Get the bam on both legs. Now maintain the bam on both legs. Keep the eye of the back leg open as you bend the front leg, but don't lose that bam. Inhale, exhale, hand on the block. Right hand on your hip. Get the bam on both legs. Open the eye of the knee of the back leg. Maintain that. Keep the awareness on the legs as you extend the arm up. Rotate it, extend over your ear. Now get the bam on both legs. Open the eye of the knee on that back leg. As you open the eye of the knee, press into the back heel. As you press into the back heel, extend through the whole right side of your body. Reach through the arm, pull yourself up and out. Parallel your feet. Jump or step your feet together. Virabhadrasana 1. So take the block off to the side for a moment. Fingertips up. Jump your legs apart or step. Hands on hips. Turn your left foot in, turn your right leg out. But now you need to square your body to the side of the room. So lift your back heel up and square. Take this left hip forward. Take the right hip back. And then take the back heel back down. Open the eyes of your knees. Get the bam. That bam is going to help on this pose. And the instruction is to press this back thigh back. When you open the eye of the knee, when you draw the hamstring up to the buttocks and the buttocks down to the hamstring, that helps draw that thigh back. Start with your hands on your hips, elbows back. You want to get these hips as squared as you can, the torso squared to that side wall. Now you have to keep that back leg nice and strong. It's going to drop towards the floor as you bend the front leg. So can you keep those actions? Inhale. On your exhalation, keep the awareness of the back leg. Keep the eye of the knee open. Keep that bam. Knee over your ankle, thigh parallel to the floor. Get the bam on the front leg. As you get the bam on the front leg, the left hip goes back. Right hip goes back, left hip forward. Take the ribs into the body. Allow the chest to rise, all that length between the hips and the armpits. Really open the eye of the back leg. Get that bam. Then take the arms forward and up. Then reach through your arms, straighten the leg. Parallel your feet, arms out to the side, hands on hips, take a breath. Right foot in, left leg out. But again, we have to square ourselves. So pick up the back heel, square the hips, take the back heel down again. Start with 2 straight legs. Open the eyes of the knees. Get the bam on both legs. Maintain it, especially in that back leg. Really get that work on that back leg. Press the back heel and bend the front leg. Get that bam on the back leg, both legs, bam. Open the eye of the knee on that back leg. Sit into it till your knees over the ankle, thigh parallel to the floor. When you get the bam on that front leg, draw that left hip back. Open the eye of the back knee, get that bam on the right knee, take that right hip forward. Arms forward, arms up. And I know I said bam on the knee. I know that's not right. But you know what I mean by now. And then reach up through the arms, straighten the leg, parallel the feet, arms out to the sides. Jump or step your feet together. Now, putting some height under this front foot can be very beneficial. So take a block or take a book. Book's fine. A couple books are fine. So take a block to the front of your mat or the side of your mat. And take your right foot on the block and hop your left foot back. As you hop your left foot back, square the hips. So don't hop your left foot back. It might be easier for you to see. Don't hop it back so that you're here, right? See that? You want to hop it back so that that hip stays squared, right? I have my knee over my ankle, thigh still parallel to the floor. The beauty of the block is I can keep you in the pose longer without you getting too exhausted. And you know, the other day we did it on the chair. If you want to do this on the chair, you can do it on the chair too. That's totally fine. But the block is nice too.
Jonathan,
so get that distance. The hard part is finding that right distance.
I had a quick question, Jonathan. Your back leg, is the feet turned out?
Slightly.
Okay.
So the foot is turned slightly out. So in some of the standing poses, in the forward-facing standing poses, your foot's in about 30 degrees. So on the side-facing standing poses, as you get more advanced, you actually do turn it out more. But the way we'll do it, so it's more at 60 degrees. Thank you for asking. So square those hips. Now, start with 2 straight legs, or you know, if you can't straighten the front leg completely because of the block, that's fine. But open the eyes of the knees and get the bam on. Once you have to play with that distance. Once you have your distance, straighten your legs, open the eyes of the knees and get the bam on both legs. That top of the buttocks does need to move down. But if you get that bam, especially on the back leg, but the front leg too, if you get that bam on the legs, that draws the top of the buttocks down with it. Open the eyes of the knees, keep that eye, the back leg open as you bend the front leg. Don't lose the bam under any circumstances. And if this is as far as you want to go, then work on this. Work on the bam of both legs. Work on the eye of the knee of the back leg. Don't just jam your shin bone back. Square the torso. If you want to stay here, that's fine. If you want to add the arms, add the arms. But the legs control the torso, which controls the arms. If you have the arms up, from your hips through the fingertips, extend. But don't lose the eye of the knee. You can't move your awareness. You have to expand it. Reach through the arms, straighten your leg. Take your hands out to the sides, hands on your hips. You have to be careful. You have that block here. So I like to bend my leg a little bit and just hop it back as I straighten the leg. Now you have to switch sides. Take your other foot on the block, find that distance. And once you find the distance, then come back to 2 straight legs. Square your hips here. Give yourself a fighting chance. Open the eyes of the knees. Get the bam on both legs. Now keep that bam on both legs. Don't give it up. Keep the eye of the knee opening so that that eyelids at the back of the knee opening. Bend the front leg. Keep the bam. Keep the back eye of the knee. Knee over the ankle, thigh parallel to the floor. Open the eye of the back knee. Get that bam. Maybe this is as far as you go today. Work this. You want to extend the arms, square the hips, square the ribs, extend the arms up. Don't puff your ribs forward, ribs into the body. Eye of the back leg, both bams from your hips. Extend through the waist, side ribs, armpits, and arms. Reach up, straighten the front leg. Hands on hips, bend the front leg, and hop yourself back. Tadasana. Move the block out to the side. Our last standing pose, Utthita Trikonasana. Often we start with this, but today we did the bent leg poses first. So I want you to notice, I want you to see what this pose is like for you after the other standing poses. Not always doing it as the first one. Fingertips up, bend your legs, jump or step. Open the eyes of the knees. Get your bam. Left foot in, right leg out. Front foot in line with your back arch. Open the eyes of both legs, or I should say open the eyes of the knees of both legs. So open the eyelids. Get the bam of both legs. Inhale, exhale. Right hand down. We're only doing this pose once. So left hand on your hip. Now really open the eyes of the knees. Don't just push those shin bones. Either the front one down, back one back. Don't do that. Open the eyes of the knees instead. Get the bam. And then extend the arm up. Observe your pose. Pull yourself up and out. Parallel your feet. Other side, right foot in, left leg out. Front heel in line with your back arch. Get the bam, get the opening of the eyes of the knees. Open the eyelids, both legs. Get the bam, both legs. Maintain the legs. Keep more awareness on the legs than the arms. Inhale, exhale, come down. Awareness on the legs. Right hand on your hip. Open the eyes of the knees. Get the bam, both legs. Head back. Maintain that. Extend the arm. Extend the arms away from each other, but don't give up on the legs to turn the torso or extend the arms. It all comes from the legs. It all starts at the legs. Observe your pose. Pull yourself up and out. Parallel your feet. Jump or step your feet together. All right, let's lie back. You might not want to get up again, so have a blanket nearby that you'll use for Shavasana. We're going to do the Supta Padangusthasana poses that we started off with, just to see if life is any different for you now. So lie back. You have your strap, scarf, belt. Take the top of the buttocks towards the heels. Bend the leg. The strap around the foot where the heel meets the arch and straighten your leg. Same pose. We did this an hour ago. Drag the left heel on the floor, straighten the leg. Open the eyes of your knees. Get the bam. What's different? What's changed? Has this yoga practice done anything to your body? To your awareness? Reach up with your right hand, left hand out to the side or on your hip. The heel seeks the floor quicker than the toes. Come down. Towards your face and out to the side. Rest your upper arm on the floor. Open the eyes of the knees. Hamstring to buttocks, buttocks to hamstring. Both legs working. How is this different? What's different? Straight leg, inhale, come up. Both hands on the strap. Open the eyes of the knees. Pull the leg towards you. Buttocks to hamstring, hamstring to buttocks. And then back to center. Bend your leg, bend both legs. Take a breath. Bend your leg into your chest. Left leg. Strap goes where the heel meets the arch. Straighten your leg. Drag your right heel on the floor. Straighten the leg. Open the eyes of the knees. Open those eyelids nice and wide as open as you can get them. Both legs. Which leg responds first or more? Open the eyes of both legs, the eyelids of both legs. Get that bam. Hamstring to buttocks, buttocks to hamstring. Is this different than it was an hour ago? And hold up with your left hand, right hand out to the side. The heel seeks the floor sooner than the toes. Rest the upper arm on the floor. Remember, the foot goes towards your face, not just out to the side. Open the eyes of the knees. Hamstring to buttocks, buttocks to hamstring. Straight leg, inhale, come up. Both sides of the strap. Take the foot a little closer to your face. Open the eyes to the knees. Get the bam. Release. Bend the leg. Bend both legs. Now watch for a moment, actually. Some of you know this, so I think a lot of you know this. But you'll take we're going to do Chadush Padasana. So you'll take your hands close to your buttocks. You can hold the edges of the mat, roll your upper arms out. And as you press your heel, we have closed the eye of the knee. You're going to press the heels to take the buttocks up. And then you want your hands to get closer to your feet. So you want to move those shoulders under to move your hands closer to your feet. I don't care if you grab your ankles. You can just hold on to the side. But you want the arms to reach in that direction. And then you keep pressing the heels, lifting the hips, lifting the buttocks. And that bam is still there. The eyes and the knees are closed, but the bam is there. So hamstring to buttocks, buttocks to hamstring. Hamstring to buttocks, buttocks to hamstring. And as I do that, my whole torso begins to open. Don't just push the ribs up. So the ribs draw in slightly so that the chest itself can open. All right? So now let's all do that. So draw your heels in comfortably towards your buttocks. You don't have to hurt yourself. And if it might bother your knees, you just take your feet a little further away, okay? So you have to find a comfortable place for you to do this. Hold the sides of the mat, roll your shoulders under. Now, I didn't give this instruction before, but move your tailbone towards your heels to lengthen the lower back first. You might notice that draws the abdomen in. And then press your heels, hold those sides of the mat, upper arms out, press the heels, lift the buttocks, lift the hips. Lift the buttocks, lift the hips. Lift the buttocks, lift the hips. Now roll the shoulders under, get those hands closer to the feet. Maybe you can hold your ankles. I'm not quite there today. Every day is a little different. Get that bam, hamstring to buttocks, buttocks to hamstring, strongly. Clip those together, squeeze those together, tailbone up. Soften the throat. Now watch those ribs into the body so that the chest opens. And yes, the shoulder blades move in. Soft throat. Coming down from the top of the spine to the base of the spine. Rest. Do it one more time. Tailbone up and towards your heels. Hands holding the sides of the mat, roll your upper arms out. Press into the heels, lift up, lift up. Lift the hips, lift the tailbone, lift the buttocks. Now draw those shoulders under, reach the hands towards the feet. You can hold those sides of the mat, that's fine. If you can hold your ankles, take your ankles. Now get that bam, both legs, strongly. Buttocks to hamstring, hamstring to buttocks. And then lift even more, draw the ribs into the body and the shoulder blades into the body. And press the upper arms, outer shoulders down. Soften the throat. Breathe. B.K. Iyengar calls this pose God's gift to humanity. Come down from the top of the spine to the base of the spine. Straighten your legs. Actually, bend your legs for a moment and scoop the flesh of the buttocks towards the heels, then straighten your legs. Arms up. Open the eyes of the knees. Get the bam on both legs, ribs into the body. Extend those arms overhead. Extend the whole body. Create more space through which your breath can flow. And release and relax. All right, we'll just do a gentle twist before we move into our Shavasana. Bend your legs, take your arms out to the sides. Bend your legs into your chest. Keep your thighs together. The abdomen turns to the left as the knees go to the right. Keep those thighs together. That means the right thigh needs to push up and to the left. Abdomen to the left, knees to the right. Soft face, soft jaw. Push in with a thigh, inhale, come up. Take your feet on the floor, square your hips, square your shoulders. Bend your legs into your chest again. Remember now the abdomen turns to the right as the knees go to the left. Keep the left thigh pushing into the right thigh. Abdomen to the right, knees to the left. And pushing with your left thigh, come up. Feet on the floor, square your hips, square your shoulders. Bend your legs into your chest. Give yourself a nice little hug. Say something kind to yourself. Say something loving to yourself. Give yourself a hug like you really mean it. Like you care about you. On your inhalation, take your feet to the floor. Scoop the flesh of the buttocks towards the heels. Straighten your legs one at a time. Let your legs fall out to the side. Take your arms at about 30-degree angles to your body. Open armpits, but a comfortable placement for your arms. Yeah, I forgot the blanket. Take a blanket under your head. If you'd like a blanket under your head, just have that gently touching your shoulders. Whatever height you need. I need it folded up a little bit for my neck, but a flat blanket works fine for most, for many. Let go. Allow your body to experience the results of today's practice. Don't seek yesterday's Shavasana. Experience today's Shavasana. Allow the body to surrender to the Mother Earth. The arms, legs surrendering. The torso surrendering. The face, skull, all surrendering. The eyes gently resting into the cheekbones. The jawbone moving away from the bones of your skull. And the breath just gently flowing in through the nose. Cool air flowing in, warm air flowing out. Allow the outer world to move away from you as you draw your senses inward. Shavasana. Lengthen your inhalation. Lengthen the exhalation. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your nose. Bend your legs, place your feet on the floor. Take your hands onto your abdomen or your chest. When you feel ready, extend your right arm past your right ear, roll to the right. Of course, you can roll to the left side if that's easier, better. When you feel ready, take that top hand, place it on the floor in front of your heart. Use your hand and your elbow push to come up. Up to sitting, either on the floor, on a chair is fine, or on a lift or on a chair. Bring your palms together, thumbs at your chest. Draw your eyes back and down to gaze at the seat of your heart, the seat of your soul. Draw your eyes away from the eyelids. Release the jaw. Allow the breath to gently flow in and out through your nostrils. How is the experience now different from the one you had before? Remember that yoga is not just a physical practice, but an experience of your mind, of your awareness, of your consciousness. This experience of the mind, the awareness, the consciousness can be experienced in any activity you are doing, at any time of the day, wherever you are. Take your yoga with you and allow yourself to experience yoga in whatever you are doing throughout the rest of your day. Gently let your eyes open. Big smile. Namaste. Bow to the divine within you.